Hey you! Do you like heavy metal? Do you like fast-paced action? And do you like
slaughtering the endless forces of hell until their blood flows into a river that rivals the mighty Amazon?
Then you want to play Doom the Dark Ages.
You are nothing! You are nothing to me!
Doom the Dark Ages is the sequel to Doom Eternal that is also a prequel to Doom 2016 and tells the story of Doomguy before he was put in one of those crates from Indiana Jones and the Lost Ark. This game gives us more details on his time with the human Night Sentinels, as well as with the not at all untrustworthy Makers. This game will have you cross entire worlds and dimensions in order to kill the Demon Prince Asswipe and his OnlyFans girl, as well as turning the entire population of Hell into meat piñatas.
Hey, y'all like my new toy? It's fun. Enjoy it. I like it. Do you like it? I think they like it. Yeah, I think they really like it.
All this is carried by stunning visuals, great environments, the shield buzzsaw, and a great soundtrack. However, not all is perfect, which is something that can be said for a lot of things in the modern gaming world, and Doom the Dark Ages does come with some pitfalls that does hold it back from being the mega hit it could have been. So, without further ado, grab your skull gun thingy, your flail, and your unlimited anger issues, and watch as the Cowboy Reviews Doom the Dark Ages. Let's get the easy one out of the way. Is the gameplay fun in a new Doom game? Yes, it is. Goodbye. Okay, in all seriousness, the gameplay of Dark Ages does do some things to shake up the classic run and gun and smash formula that makes Doom, well, Doom, but still keeps it feeling nice.
Please leave the hangar. Heck no, I have demons to kill. Look, this is fun.
And with a campaign consisting of 22 missions, there is indeed quite a lot of dooming to do. All of the guns are extremely varied and fun to use, and while some may feel way more powerful than the others, it is still very encouraged to switch up your current boomstick depending on the enemies you're facing. Use plasma for blue shields, shotguns to superheat armor, I'll explain that one in a bit, nail guns for roofing repair and popping heads like zits, blah 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 blah. The bigger focus this time around, however, is an insistence on melee combat. The classic chainsaw is gone, but instead of that we have the choice of 3 melee options: Fisting Them, Spiky Ball, and BFG on a stick. Oh. Melee weapons exist on a charge system and use up a charge every time you smack a demonic dickhead, with charges made faster via pickups or parries. Each one has their advantages and disadvantages. The fist is best against single targets, the flail is best against groups and personally seem to be the most versatile, and the dread mace is good against yes, but has the slowest recharge time. This arsenal revolves around one thing, the shield saw, aka Captain America's shield, but for men. This thing does everything. You can fling it to stun big enemies or turn a smaller demon into 2 smaller demons, reflect ranged and melee attacks, charge into enemies, have special power-ups, make you breakfast, do your taxes, do your spouse, and more. With all of this functionality, it is amazing that id Software made the shield also stupid easy to use. The thing only relies on 3 buttons. Right-click blocks, right-click, and then left-click charges into the demon like a runaway freight train, and R throws it. By the way, I played this on PC. I knew it was going to be fun, but I did not expect it to be this fun. The gameplay did seem slower at first, which is fair because the base speed of Doomguy has been slowed down, but once you realize that yeeting yourself into some poor schmuck like a sentient cannonball is the best way to move, and then it really starts to feel like true Doom speed. All this just goes to show that no matter what you give to Doomguy, he will find a way to kill you with it. And speaking of that armor-stripping superheating mechanic thingy I mentioned earlier, it is one of the new things added on to demons, where they can be equipped with special armor plates that when shot at with ballistic weapons like the shotgun, they will eventually overheat, and if you fling the shield at them, it will shatter and give you armor points. Not only that, if you shoot the demon soldiers with like the Roman Legion shields, it will not only cause them to shatter, but it will cause a chain reaction that'll blow up a shit ton of stuff around you. Not only is this really effective in giving you armor, it is also really funny.
There we go. Get back to the Doom sequence.
I also could not complete this section without mentioning the last two things, the Doom Jaeger and the Cyber Dragon. The sections with these two are usually the shortest in the game, but do provide a fun little side experience to the main gameplay. The mech sections are basically first-person Pacific Rim, and are honestly a bit too simple sometimes, with you basically only punching and kicking mega demons to death, with the occasional section where you use a gun.
Woohoo!
They stick around just long enough, though, that you don't get bored and have a satisfying fill of mega murder before returning to the normal gameplay. The dragon, however, is something I really enjoyed. It is again quite simple to control, just like the mech, but the aerial combat and chasing the hell ships was really enjoyable. Not much really more to say on these sections. They were nice little side gimmicks that added a bit more variety to the gameplay without overstaying their welcome.
Ooh, tried to ambush me, huh? Ambush this.
There are only a few gripes I really do have with the gameplay. One is the fact that the famous glory kills from the previous Doom games are now gone, replaced with one-punch executions once you make a demon dizzy enough. On one hand, it does keep the pace of the combat flowing, especially since the amount of enemies you fight on screen has been cranked up from a good amount to holy shit, allowing you to bounce and bash between them like a violent game of pinball. I still miss the hardcore goriness of the glory kills, though. They just felt right. Second is the fact that Doom now has an actual sprint button. It felt weird, it still feels weird, and I'm of the opinion that Doomguy should be at max speed at all times. Okay, quick side note, I didn't notice this until I was partway through making this review, but there is a section in the options that allows you to make sure sprint is on automatically. So, yeah, I'm not sure what else to say. Why didn't they just make Doomguy 1 speed? I don't know. Okay, moving on. And finally, I felt that this game's version of the BFG, now called the BFC, was a bit meh. I did not feel like I needed it anywhere as much or even want to use it like I did in the previous Doom games. The gameplay is still fantastic, I will not deny that, and has some incredibly fun boss fights mixed in with it. It is just not as good as Doom Eternal, but then again, what is? But I still enjoyed it enough that it put quite a nice psychotic smile on my murder-happy face. This game is gorgeous. The art team seriously knocked it out of the park with the looks of the environments, with the king term here being variety. There are so many crazy and imaginative vistas and arenas that you encounter that I never got tired of it. We have everything from medieval sci-fi castles, a mine that is inside of a dead demon the size of a mountain range, present-day California, and nightmare fuel. Everything just looks great, from the hallways of Sentinel facilities, the depths of hell, a random trip to Dagobah for some reason, and each mission just got really excited to see what neat area I would encounter next.
Oh, that is cool!
Then we have the Cosmic Realm, and here is where I think the environmental art team was just given some LSD and told to go nuts. It's cool, sometimes jaw-dropping even, incredibly weird and disturbing, and very like crazy. You go from what looks like a messed up Necron tomb world, to hentai swamps, and even just a massive purple ocean filled with wrecked ships. This area also has the most bonkers puzzle ideas that really start to mess with your head sometimes. I just have to give so much praise for this place. The art team really went above and beyond here. I now will immediately retract that praise because the underwater section scared the absolute crap out of me.
Oh, no, no, God, I don't like this. Oh. Okay, no, oh, no, oh, God, I saw that, no, Why? I'm...
There is one problem I have, though, when it comes to the environments. While the actual looks and art design of them is varied and unique, the layout of them does become rather repetitive. In the previous Doom games, there was a good balance of wide open and closed-in arenas to mix up the flow of combat. But for Dark Ages, it felt like 80% of the combat sections took place in wide open fields and arenas, and eventually that just felt stale. They really did not seem to have a whole lot of verticality either, feeling dull and flatter than Mila Jovovich's chest. The most verticality that I encountered were some flights of stairs or a short platform with a fat man or spider sitting on it. There weren't any sections that really stuck out to me as unique or special, just the same style with a different paint scheme. Maybe a section where you use the shield charge to hop your way between target-rich platforms or something could have been put in. Or something else to take advantage of Dark Ages gameplay. Ah well. The actual textures and lighting of the game, though, are top-notch, with very few, if any, blemishes. I mean, just look at Doomguy. Look at this man. Look at the muscles. Look at them veins. Flesh, metal, bone, whatever the hell is in the cosmic realm, all of it looks superb. I honestly really don't have any complaints here. It just looks really good. If the modern Doom games are famous for anything, it is their music. This is a heavy metal fan's wet dream. It is loud, it pounds in your ears, and it makes the demon slaughter all the more sweeter. And Doom the Dark Ages has a good soundtrack as well. But that is sadly an issue. It is just good. The two previous Doom games had music that became its own feel of metal. You would listen to them for a few seconds and know, yep, that's from Doom. Dark Ages' soundtrack just does not have that gripping style. There are parts that come close to the style of Mick Gordon, the original Doom composer, but they don't quite make it. For example, here's a piece from Dark Ages. Now Eternal. Now Dark Ages. Now Eternal again. And now BFG Division, because I just wanted to play BFG Division. Dark Ages music just seems to run together, with each piece sounding very similar to the last, only having some variety showing up near the end of the game. In short, the music is good, it just doesn't have the meat of the original two titles. This is easily the most story-heavy Doom game, with a boatload of cutscenes, dialogue, and lore entries for you to discover. The basic premise is that this demon douche named Prince Asshat, Prince Ashtray, Prince Aardvark, Prince Azrak, is trying to attain power because demon lords have a one-track brain cell, with the help of this witch bitch and the mouth of Sauron. And then Doomguy shows up and everyone craps their pants. The end. The story is overall pretty straightforward and really kind of easy to guess right from the get-go, and I honestly think that is for the best. Dark Ages has a perfect balance of telling the tale and Doomguy being a one-man population controller, with neither taking precedence over the other. It's not a super amazing story, but it's one that'll keep you interested until the game's credits roll. Now on to spoiler time! This campaign has many great moments, but tie together to make only a decent story. Things like Doomguy being knocked off a cliff only to hop into a combat mech, saying his only line in the game.
Yeah, okay.
His entrance, getting your dragon, and my personal favorite, getting killed, turning into a zombie, and reviving himself by stealing the Barge of the Dead and ramming through the gates of the underworld in order to get back to the mortal plane, are just moments of pure, absolute badassery. This makes it even more hilarious to think that the only reason that this guy is so angry and murder happy is because some demon killed his pet rabbit. No, I'm not kidding. One of the things that held it back for me, though, are honestly the side characters. King Novik was honestly okay at best, but the only standout moment for him was giving Doomguy his personal royal combat mech. The lady chick, whose name I actually forgot and had to look up while making this review, was also alright, but mainly served as the main MacGuffin of the story. And Valen, who in the lore is one of the most pivotal characters, gets barely any screen time. The only time I felt any emotion for side characters was when Doomguy's dragon got killed.
I'm going to kill you.
Most of the time, they're just resorted to becoming talking heads for exposition over Doomguy's radio. The weakest part for me, however, was the villain. Prince Affleck I just found to be very generic as far as villains go. His entire motivation can be summed up as, "Me want be strong." The boss fights against him were incredibly fun, but as a character, there was just nothing about him that stood out to me. Even his design was just okay. His enhanced form was really cool, and honestly I think that should have been his base look, but Prince Hatrack in his base form just looks out of place. He looks like he should be a Daedra from the Elder Scrolls rather than a Doom Demon. The biggest part of the story that irked me, though, is that we did not get an answer to how Doomguy got stuck into Hell's packing box that he was found in Doom 2016. Hopefully we get some DLC missions down the line that do explain and show that. The best part of the story is, unsurprisingly, still Doomguy himself, and just seeing the insane feats he pulls off. And some of my favorite moments of that are freeing Cthulhu and riding him back to his home dimension, being eaten by and then killing Cthulhu, killing 3 more of them because why not, having a mech brawl with another one. Wow, you kill a lot of Cthulhu in this game, huh? He's just so cool. Just watching the stunts he pulls off is more than enough of a reason to play through the story. What else can I say? The story is okay, but Doomguy is still badass. The last things I will quickly mention are just a few minor nitpicks. In my playthrough, I did have one crash right at the beginning of the game.
Okay, well this is awkward. Went to live stream, switched over, and Doom Dark Ages immediately crashed.
And there were a couple sections where the music bugged out and just didn't play.
I'm getting no music. Yeah, I just noticed that I'm not getting music during the combat sections.
Forcing me back to the main menu and then back into the mission in order to start it. Nothing game-breaking, but it was just enough to be noticeable. I also found that as cool and creative as the Cosmic Realm was, its inclusion still felt a bit off. The actual designs and feel of the map just didn't feel like Doom to me, with the first area you encounter legit looking like something straight out of Warhammer 40k. I also do not like the random static turret sections that showed up a few times. They were not fun, did nothing for the story, and just felt unnecessary. Another thing, the price. This game is not worth $70 in my opinion. Since it is just a campaign, with 0 co-op or multiplayer options to choose from, I think $70 is just way too much. I would either get it on Game Pass or buy it when it goes on sale. But by far, the worst offense in this game, that could barely be forgiven. What have they done to my cacodemon? My boy went from the funny munchy meatball man to horrifying cosmic nightmare. I mean, the cosmic caco design is pretty cool, but I want my bitey beach ball back. I miss my old caco. Even with all of those gripes and issues, man, did it feel good to play a Doom game again. Sometimes I don't want to have a complex story, heart-stopping twists, and complex emotional moments. Sometimes I just want a game that goes, hey, that room is full of enemies. You have the arsenal of your average Texan. Do the math. And that is exactly the type of game that Doom the Dark Ages is. This also made it really hard to pick a rating for it, with numbers bouncing around in my head of what I wanted. After thinking about it for a bit, though, I decided on a nice 8 out of 10. The game does have shortcomings, some bigger than others, but the overall experience was just so much fun that I could overlook a lot of them. It is still not as good as 2016 and nowhere near the masterpiece that is Eternal, but it is still a fantastic game nonetheless. Pick it up if you'd like, but if you do, I would still go for Game Pass or a sale. This game has done one thing right, though. It has just reminded us why Doomguy is so damn cool. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content here, then please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. And if you wish to see more of my shenanigans, then don't forget to follow me on Twitch, where most of my footage is recorded live for your enjoyment. Again, thank you so much, and remember, y'all are awesome, and y'all stay awesome. Bye-bye.